Hey guys, welcome back to Align Mental. Rohanna here, and today I just want to do some yoga, some good old yogs, because I realize I've been neglecting my practice because apparently filming, editing, creating a thumbnail for linking my Instagram to, and uploading YouTube videos takes a lot of time. But I just want to get back to the things that I love and why I created this channel in the first place. So I curated this flow class. It's a challenging class, but I don't like to use the word power yoga because physics. So the formula for power is force times distance moved divided by time. Meaning to increase your power, you decrease your time, i.e. you move quickly. And power is desirable for sports and such as powerlifting and sprinting. But the beauty of yoga and Pilates is moving slowly to find that mind-muscle connection. So I like to call my brand of yoga and Pilates work yoga and work Pilates, because in physics, the formula for work is force times distance moved. Time is not a variable in the work formula. So whether I move my arm quickly or I move it slowly, I'm still doing the same work. But if I move quickly, I might be using momentum, I'm using muscles that I don't necessarily want to target, and it's more stress and strain on the tendons and ligaments. So today I want us to slow it down, find the work, and engage your muscles, find that mind-muscle connection before you even start to move the limb, okay? So let's get started. Starting at the front of our mat in mountain pose. Mountain pose is you're just standing up, but you're standing strong. So big toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. Find even weight through all corners of the foot. Engage your glutes slightly so that your inner thighs press together slightly. And then think about the torso here. So you don't want to be too arched in the back, and you don't want to be hunched forward either. So think about that belly button hugging to spine, and then the pubic bone and the lower rib cage are chasing it a little bit. So you get sort of a flattening of that front of the torso, just to come out of that back arch that a lot of us have, that anterior pelvic tilt, if you will. And this is mountain pose. We'll just take a few breaths here. Now we are going to be doing a bit of a nuanced step back, so just pay attention to my verbal cues and also watch me practice Wachasana a little bit, and we'll have fun. So inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend your knees as much as you need to plant your palms firmly. Then lift your entire right leg up and back. So you're coming to this sort of standing split. And then from here, bend the left knee, keeping the right foot off the floor until the very last moment. So you come into this lunge, you lower yourself into that lunge through a standing split. Then find a plank with your body, really push the floor away, keeping the knee into the chest as much as possible. Just hover the foot, and then push back into a three-legged downward dog here. One breath here, and then bring that knee back into the chest, and then slowly lower the foot down. If it doesn't quite make it all the way to the front of the mat, if it lands somewhere here, just then hop it to the front. Then lower the back knee, uncurl the toes, press into the left foot to rise up to a lunge. And here again, find that even distribution of force between the front and the back. So don't let your back arch too much, and don't hunch forward too much. Find some of that pubic bone and lower rib chasing action, and engage the glute to push the hips forward. You want your hips to be in line here, so it's not an open hip position. Your hips are still facing the front of your mat. And one breath here. Hands to the floor. Lift the back knee. Come back, find that strong plank, and then lift the foot off the floor. Push back into that three-legged downward dog. Right away, bring the knee back to the chest. Lower the foot down. Now, we're coming back into that standing split, so find the weight in the hands and the left foot. Push into that standing split with that supporting knee, can be as bent as you want, and then see if you can slowly lower it back into the front of the mat. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold, and inhale, come to standing. Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms. Find the weight in the right foot. Inhale, that straight left leg back. Then bend through the knee, hovering the foot, back foot for as long as you can. Then find your plank, push into the hands, hover the foot, press into a three-legged dog. One breath here, right away. Bring the knee to the chest, and then slowly lower the foot. Again, if it lands here, just pop it forward with the help of that hand. Lower the back knee, press into the foot, come up to your lunge. And in this type of lunge, or any lunge really, you're not sinking the hips. I hate that word in yoga. I hate the word hate as well. But you want a lift up. Think about using the glutes to push your hips forward rather than sinking down. Because sinking, we don't want to sink. We want to float, right? So use your muscles, and you want to think about the hips going more forward rather than down. And again, find that integrity in the front of the torso. You can look up if you like. And exhale, plant the palms, lift the back knee, find your plank, hover the foot, push back to downward dog. One breath here. Come back to that plank, lower the right foot. Then bring all the weight into your hands and foot. Come back to that standing split. See if you can just lower it without having to bend the knees. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Okay, and so that's level 1. You can stay with the knee touching the floor. We're going to do 4 rounds and build upon that foundation. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Plant the palms. Weight in the left foot. Right foot back to standing split. Bend into the left knee to slowly lower down. Find your plank. Knee into chest. Hover the left foot. Then push to a three-legged dog. One breath. And hug the knee back into the chest. Lower the foot. And this time we're option to drop the back knee or stay up on that back knee and come up into a runner's lunge. And the same integrity here. So hips are facing forward. It's not open hip. We'll get there, but for now the hips are square to the front of the mat and you're not sinking. Engage that left glute to get the lift. Engage the right glute to push the hips forward. And option to look up. And exhale, lower the hands to the mat. Find your plank, knee to chest, hover the left foot, push back into three-legged downward dog. Bring the knee back to the chest, lower the foot, weight in the hands, come back to that standing split, and then slowly lower the right foot to meet the left. Inhale to a flat back, exhale to fold, inhale, come up to standing, and right away inhale, arms up, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, exhale, plant the palms, this time weight in the right foot, left leg goes back. Bend through the right knee, slowly, 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 tap down the left foot. Find plank, hover the right foot, push back to three-legged downward dog. One breath, and inhale, knee to chest, exhale, lower the foot. Knee can meet the floor or stay straight. Then inhale, find your high lunge. Find lift with the right glute. Find hips square with the left glute. Find integrity in the core with that rib cage and pubic bone, chasing the belly button. Option 2, look up. And exhale, hands to floor. Find your plank, hover the foot, push to a three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to chest, lower the foot. Standing splits, slowly lower the left foot to meet the right. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, Tadasana. Water break. You guys can pause the video, take water breaks whenever you like. Talking and doing work, yoga, really tires you out, makes you thirsty. Okay. Now we're going to add in the Chaturanga to that step back flow. So again, just pay attention. The Chaturanga is always optional. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms and weight in the right foot. Lift the left leg. Slowly bend through the right knee. Touch down. Find plank. Hover the right foot. Push back into three-legged dog. Here is where we'll incorporate the Chaturanga. So float to a three-legged plank. Bend the elbows. Cramp your foot down. Push up to upward dog. Then push to downward dog. And almost immediately, if you can, raise the back foot again. So come back to that three-legged dog. Then knee to chest, slowly lower the foot. Now we're going to start opening that hip. So this, we're coming into warrior 1. So lower the entire back foot at a 45-degree angle and come up into warrior 1. Actually, I lied. Like warrior 1 is technically still a hip square position. You're opening sort of the hip flexor by angling that back leg at the 45-degree angle. So you're getting those muscles ready for the hip to fully open. So again, it's not this, it's this, hugging that right hip back, push into the outer edge of the back foot to facilitate that bend through the front knee. And option 2, look up. Exhale, plant the hands, turn the left foot, hover the right foot, push back into that three-legged downward dog. Stay there for a couple breaths, or option 2, to another Chaturanga here if you want to build some more heat. So we're all just gonna still come back to that three-legged downward dog. And then from there, knee to chest, Lower the foot, push off into that standing split, and slowly lower the left foot to meet the right. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up, and hands to heart center. Next side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, weight in the left foot. Raise the right leg behind you. Slowly bend through the left knee to lower the foot. Find plank. Hug the knee to chest. Hover the foot. Push back to your three-legged downward dog. Option to add the chaturanga, so come to a three-legged plank. Lower the foot to push to upward dog. Push to downward dog and immediately lift that same leg. Left knee to chest. Really hug it in. Lower the left foot. Then we're finding warrior one stance, so plant the right foot on the floor at a 45-degree angle, keeping the hips square. Come up. So hug that left hip back, push into the outer blade of the right foot to facilitate a deeper bend in the front foot. But don't lean forward. Find integrity in the torso to keep the crown of the head to the sky or even look up. Inhale and then exhale, hands to the floor. Pick up that right foot. Push back into the three-legged dog. Option to chaturanga. And then from your three-legged dog, we'll come back to the front of the mat. So knee to just lower the foot. Push off to come into your standing splits. And then right foot beats the left. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just changing sides so you guys get a different viewpoint. Also, I took a water break and my hair had a wardrobe change in case you didn't notice. So, back into Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant the palms. Weight in the right foot. Inhale, the left leg back behind you. Slowly bend into the right knee to come back into this plank. Find your plank. Hug the right knee into the chest. Hover the right foot. And then push back into three-legged dog. Optional to chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Immediately lifting that right leg. Inhale and then exhale, knee to chest, and then lower the foot. Now we are truly opening the hips, so we're coming into warrior two. So lower the back foot at maybe like a 15-degree angle, not 45. And the heel is in line with the back arch. And then windmill, left arm, then right arm to come up into warrior two. Here, you're not tilting the hips yet, so find those two hip bones or the seam of your high-waisted Lululemon pants horizontal, and find your arms horizontal as well. Look over the right fingertips, and then graze the outer left side with the left hand, and then lift the right arm up. So you want to lift more up rather than back. Find space evenly through the right side torso. Only lean back because you have reached your end point of reaching up. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Now we can hinge the hips. And here's where I'll give you levels. So hinge the hips to move the torso, lean the torso to the right. Level one is you rest the right elbow on the right knee and left arm is overhead. Level two is you can open your wings, and to get the fingers to the floor, you're not rounding the spine, you're bending the knee. Okay? Level three is a bind, if you can get to the bind. But if you're binding, I don't want you here. Reach, get the bind, and then come back here. Or I like this level 3.5/4, where I bind the left hand onto my inner right thigh, but then I get this lift. So I'm getting the stretch, but also the strength in that left side torso. And we're here for, well, we've been here, so just do a couple more breaths. And then unravel if you have a bind, windmill, the hands to the floor, lift the back heel, press, lift the right feet and press back into that three-legged dog. You can rest here in three-legged dog, full dog, or child's pose, or, this is child's pose, or take a chaturanga with me. So from that three-legged dog, come to plank, lower to chaturanga, inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog, and immediately lift the right leg. So if you were in child's pose, let's all come back to this three-legged dog, and inhale, knee to chest, exhale, plant the foot, come back to home base, so standing splits, and lower the left foot to meet the right. Inhale to flat back, exhale to fold, inhale, arms up, hands to heart center. Water break. It's so much harder teaching on YouTube than in real life, because IRL, you're talking, but you're not demoing as much as here, because you're supposed to be like walking around and like watching everybody's form and stuff, right? But here, I mean, I don't have anybody to observe their form, so I just have to do the exercises while I'm talking. I know you guys need a break, so you got it. So back into Dasana, hands to heart center. One breath here, and inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, weight in the left foot, right leg up and back into your standing split. Bend the left knee slowly to lower that right foot. Find your plank, hover the left toes, and then push into that three-legged dog. Stay there, or option two, chaturanga, plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog, immediately lifting that left foot. And then inhale, knee to chest, lower the left foot, and we're coming into warrior two on this side. So lower the back heel at a 15-degree angle, heel to arch alignment, and then windmill the right arm, and then the left arm. I can't see myself now, but I should be able to feel it now. So again, hips are horizontal for now, and arms are horizontal, looking over the left fingertips. Slowly find that outer right thigh with your right hand, and reach up, up, up first. Bend further into that front knee, and then when you can't reach up anymore, then you can lean back slightly. And you're light on those right fingertips, so you don't want your spine to be a hairpin. You want it to find an even bend through all of the vertebra. Inhale to come back to center. Then we're going for that lean now. So now you can tilt your hips to lean the spine. Level 1, left elbow to left thigh, and right arm is over your ear. Level 2, bend the knee to get the left fingertips closer to the mat and open your wings. Level 3 is a bind, but keep the spine upright. And then level 4, my favorite, bind the right arm on the left thigh, but then lift the left arm, finding work in that right side waist, your obliques. And then unravel any twist that you might have. Windmill the arms down to the floor. Lift the back heel. Hover the left toes. Push back into that three-legged dog. And then you can rest in your three-legged dog, full dog, or child's pose. Or if you want to build more heat with me, come back to that three-legged dog and we're going for the chaturanga. So three-legged plank, chaturanga, upward dog, DD, down dog, up and then lift the leg right away. So let's all meet back in this three-legged dog. And inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, lower the left foot. Push off into that standing split. Slowly lower the right foot to meet the left. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale to standing. Hands to heart center. Okay, you guys, I know literally nothing about hair, so I'm trying different hairstyles with each water break that I take. So you guys will have to let me know down in the comments which ones you guys like. It might be a contentious topic. I'm sure there'll be lots of disagreement. Going for this bun now. Anyway, back into Tadasana. Now it's gonna get real spicy, guys, but again, slow it down, find the work. And of course, if it gets too much, just sit back and practice Vajrasana and be inspired. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold. Squatting down, we're gonna build in Utkatasana now. So squat with your chest to your thighs. That is the depth you're trying to maintain as you squeeze the glutes, to squeeze the hips slightly forward so that your spine can then stack, but staying low into that squat as much as possible. And then use your back shoulder muscles to lift the arms overhead. And we're just gonna practice this. So find the weight evenly in your feet. You know, you don't have to be too much back on your heels, but you don't wanna be so much in your toes where you feel like your heels are gonna lift up. So evenly distributed and keeping the spine as tall as possible. See how far you can squat down, hugging that navel spine again so that low back is flat. And just look forward. You can look up at the hands or just look forward. Squeeze those glutes and then squeeze them one last time to come all the way up to standing. Now we're going to incorporate a twist with that. So inhale and squat down so that the fingers graze and the chest is on the thighs. Try and keep that depth. Squeeze the glutes so the spine stacks. Bring the hands to heart center. And then squat a bit lower so that you could hook the left elbow onto the outer right thigh. Here, you're twisting the spine, not bending it. So your ear is still over your toes, and keep hugging that left hip back because it's going to want to join the party with the rest of your torso. But it's not invited. It's not invited. Okay, here is where it gets tricky. So look down, find all the weight in your right foot, and then come onto the ball of your left foot, and then flamingo your legs. And slowly step back into a lunge, and then twist that lunge. See why we did all those step backs? This is hard, even I almost fell over. Keep pressing into that left elbow to find a twist. Here you can open your wings Then plant the left hand on the front left corner of the mat and externally rotate it so that the middle finger is pointing to the corner, and then pivot onto the outer edge of both feet so you're in this supported side plank. Press into the outer edges of both feet. So I'm going to go for a few rounds of this side plank pulse. So at the top, your right hand is reaching for the right corner of the mat, then lower your hips with control. Right hand comes to inner left leg, and then push up and back. Find integrity in that left shoulder. Keep pressing down so that it doesn't come to meet the left ear. They are not friends. Engage those armpit muscles and your lats. Keep that shoulder down the side of your torso rather than up the side of your neck. And I think this is 4. And then on the fifth one, you can stay here at any point, hey Dexter, to get a stretch, but leveling up, so find integrity, find your plank, wiggle that right foot until you can come to a plank. Keep pressing into that left hand and externally rotating it. You can have your plank with your foot in front of you, stacked, or I like to come to this X position. Then bend the right knee, externally rotate the right hip, and slowly lower the right foot behind you. Press into the left foot and the left hand to open the chest. Come into Wild Thing. Then see if we can find that work. Come back to plank. So stack the hips and tip to the right foot. Then lift the right foot. Then bend the right knee in front of the body. Pivot onto the left toes and slowly lower the right foot to come into your lunge. That was hard, guys. That was hard. Maybe you guys are all just watch-asaning. That's cool. That's cool. We're gonna come into Warrior One stance. Do you need to go in there? Or do you just need to be on camera? Cool, people love you. So remember Warrior One stance. So foot is on, the back foot is flat and on a 45-degree angle. And find your feet a bit wider here. Wider in terms of width, not length. And then press into the foot to come up to your Warrior One. You don't have to have the arms overhead for right now. Just use this as a rest posture. Inhale. Okay, now inhale the arms up. Exhale to internally rotate the arms, lower them, reach them behind your back. Clasp them together. Notice here, if you let your back arch a lot, it's hard to get the arms up. But if you find that integrity of the pubic bone and the rib cage, without even thinking about it, that lifts the shoulders away from the back, right? And we're going for humble warrior here. So humble warrior, you bow. The warrior is humble. So you can rest that right shoulder on the right leg, or you can widen your stance a bit to get even deeper. Look to the floor, look behind you, get the crown of the head to the floor. And then look forward, press into the right foot to come back. Top, inhale, arms up, exhale, hands to the floor. We got one more thing to do, guys. So lift that foot back into that three-legged dog. And I just want to demo here how our weight distributes depending on if the hip is closed or open. So keeping that right leg lifted, shorten your downward dog slightly. And you'll notice that most of the weight should be in that right hand and the left foot, obviously. See if you can really take that left palm off the floor. See if you can even sweep it back to the left foot. And see if you can even grab the left calf. Really push into that right hand and really keeping those hips square. The moment you try to open the hip, it'll throw you off balance. Okay, bring both hands back. Now, open the hip, so bend the right knee, open the hip, squeeze that left glute so you're not falling to the left. You want to keep those hips stacked over the ankle and knee. Now see, all of your weight in the front should be on the left hand, and you can come on the fingies of the right hand, maybe even lift the entire right hand. And then come back down, square the hips. We're not going to do the chaturanga, F that S. Bring the knee to the chest, lower the foot, push off to your standing splits, and then lower the left foot to meet the right. Inhale to a flat back, exhale to fold, and inhale. Arms up, hands to heart center. Water break. Oh my God. This was full at the beginning. It's almost empty now. It's okay, we just got one more push of that sequence on the next side, and then we're gonna come to our backs, do some stretches, some stretchifying. See, yoga is not just about flexibility, it's a lot of strength, right? The fuck do you think I got that? Actually, I also lift very heavy weights, but never mind that. Ta-da! Sana. So we're going through that chair posture again. So inhale, sit back, arms up. Exhale, fold, chest to thighs. Keeping this depth, squeeze your glutes to stack the spine, and arms reach up. Hands to heart center, squat a bit lower to twist the spine and hook the right elbow on the outer left thigh. Keeping your ears in line with your toes and keeping that right hip hugging back. Push into the right elbow to get a deeper twist. And then from here, look down, bring all the weight to the left foot, come to the ball of the right foot, and then flamingo your feet. Slowly fly back, and then slowly lower that right foot. So you're in this twisted lunge. Press into the right elbow to deepen your twist. Open your wings. So hug the shoulder blades together to facilitate this. And look down for that right corner of your mat and put the right hand in the right corner of the mat. Pivot onto the outer edges of both feet. I just have a healthy mixture of sweat and cat hair on my feet. And press into that right shoulder blade, that right hand to keep externally rotating at the shoulder blade. And then at the top, you're tapping the left hand to the left corner of the mat. Slowly lower down to tap it to the inner right thigh, and then up and over. That's 1, 2. So here, you're getting a stretch in that bent knee, in the hip of the bent knee, so the left outer hip. And then you're working the right outer hip and right side waist. And then of course that arm, that right arm. This is 4. Sure, we'll say this is 4, and this is 5. Now, find your plank here. So really press down and externally rotate at that right arm. Heel toe the top foot back until it can come to a plank, either with the foot in front or behind, stacked or elevated. Slowly bend the left foot and then open the left hip to slowly and gently lower that foot behind you. Press into the right foot and right hand to open into a wild thing. And see if you can come back. So stack the hips and tiptoe the left foot. Once the hips are stacked, you can lift the foot up off the floor, straighten the leg, And bend the knee in front of your body. Pivot into the right toes and see if you can float that left foot into that lunge. Woo, spicy. Spice level work. So you're in a lunge right now, but plant the back foot at that 45-degree angle, a little bit wider than we did at the beginning, because we're gonna do that fold, and then press into the feet. Come up to your warrior one. You can use it as a rest posture here with the hands at the chest for a few breaths. I'm taking it. I mean, you're gonna do whatever you want. You can do some handstand push-ups if you want. Then inhale the arms up. Internally rotate at the arm bones and lower them down and behind you. Clasp them the opposite way, if you can remember, or probably whichever way you clasp them, unclasp them, clasp them the other way. Then remember again, you don't want this, just this. And then humble warrior is bowing. So left shoulder can rest on the left thigh, or you may need to widen your stance if you want to go in between, inside of the leg, and look back so that the crown of the head comes to the mat. And look forward, press into the feet to come back up. Arms up, hands to heart center, plant the palms, and then kick back into that three-legged dog. Again, here you can find whatever rest pose you want, or let's do that playful thing where we see if we can lift the hands. So shorten your stance slightly, and then see if you can come up onto the fingertips of the right hand, or if you can glide the hand back and reach for that right calf. And then if you can use that to pull you in a little further. And then lower. Now we're gonna open the hips, so bend the left knee, stack the hips, squeeze that right glute so you're not falling into the right. And then you should be able to, that wall though, you should be able to come onto the fingertips. Or not. Back to your three-legged dog, and then we're just gonna come back to home base. So knee to chest, lower the left foot at the front of your mat, push off into your standing split, lower the right foot to meet the left, and inhale to a flat back, exhale to fold, inhale to rise, and then we're just gonna come to that chair pose one more time, just to sit all the way down to the floor. So inhale, sit down, chest to thighs. Inhale, squeeze the glutes to come to Utkatasana. And then inhale to come to the tippy toes, or just the balls of your feet. Open your legs, open your knees, plant the hands. Should we do a crow? I feel like we should do a crow. So that's how you get into crow, because you want your hips to be high. You're not going to get into it here. Find them, meet your knees to your upper arm bones, ideally as high as you can get them to your armpits, and then lower down. Anyway, where I was going was just to like squat down and then sit down. Dance, you like that, eh? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's change sides so people can see us. Hey, buddy. Yeah, it's stretching time. Okay. We're just gonna roll down onto our back, so hug that navel to spine. Again, the chase. The lower ribs chasing the belly button, and then they're slowly gonna just spread apart. Okay. Hey buddy, yeah. So plant both feet on the floor, bend the knees. Can you guys see with Dexter? Yeah. Thanks, if you could just, And then hug the right knee into the chest. We're going for a half happy baby. So happy baby is where you hold both feet, but here, we're gonna do a little activation, muscular activation. So I'm just gonna do a single leg. So grab the outer right foot and see if you can push that knee all the way down to the floor. It's okay if that left hip lifts off the floor. You just wanna get some motion, some lotion in that hip joint. As if there's not already lotion there from all the stuff we did. And then see if you can, when you're here, pull the, I'm gonna go be doing there though. Yeah, that's the best spot for you right now? Okay. If you insist. So here, we wanna get to here, right? Everyone wants to get to this straight leg split thing here. But first let's work the muscle. Let's warm it up before we do the full stretchify. So use your bicep to pull the leg straight, and then use the hamstring to resist that. So your hamstring is pulling the heel towards the bum, but your right bicep is trying to resist that. It's not going to win. The bicep is not stronger than the hamstring, but you want to like eccentrically strengthen both of those muscles. So the hamstring is winning, and then is that 3? Let's say that's 3, so we'll do 5 because we did 5 before. So try and resist the hamstring, the leg curling, but obviously it's not, the bicep's not gonna win, so that's 5. Okay, now that the muscle is nice and warm, now let's see how straight you can get that leg. So now the bicep will win. Use that bicep to pull the leg straight, and then you can keep this leg bent, or if you can, hover it so you're kind of in this like standing tree pose kind of doohickey. Dexter doesn't like that one bit. Okay, then plant the left foot back down, curl the right leg, and then bring that one back. What? You want to go in there? We'll go. I know what you want. I know all the poses are called dog poses. I didn't make the rules. I didn't make the nomenclature. Okay, next side. Feet are on the floor. Bring that left leg into half happy baby. Make sure you have room. And then, so we're going for those leg curls. So hamstring curl, but try and resist with that left bicep. And then out. Hamstring curl. Really try and use that left bicep, and I guess the left shoulder blade has to keep hugging that arm back down too, but like I said, it's not gonna win. The hamstrings definitely, your legs are obviously stronger than your arms. We just want a bit of activation. Like, this isn't gonna simulate a leg curl machine at the gym, obviously. Okay, that was 5, and then let's see how much of a stretch we can get. See if you can fully straighten the leg. You might be able to, even though you can't like do like the full splits because it's out to the side, so it's a bit hamstring and inner thighs, so you're kind of distributing the tension. And then if you want to lengthen and hover the right leg, make sure that that right leg is straight with your body though, and then this one's out to the side. And make sure the sides of your waist are long, so you're not scrunching that left side waist to get the knee up there. You want the hamstring stretch, you don't want a side waist crunching. Okay, and then plant the right foot, bring the left heel back. And then we're gonna just do some windshield wipers, so feet are as wide as the mat, and then just let your knees fall to the right, bring them back to center, let them fall to the left. Center, right. Center, left. Then on the right, stay there. And then bring the right foot on top of the left side, the outer left side, so that it weighs it down a bit and you'll feel more of a stretch, deeper stretch along the outer left hip. Breathe here. Okay, then release the foot. Come back to the center. We'll do the same on the next side. So knees over to the left. Bring the left ankle on top of the outer right thigh. You can slightly press it down. You gotta engage your left glute to do so. Then we'll release that. Come back to the right side. We're going to do the same thing but different. Same but different. So on this side, now wiggle heel toe your left foot so that it comes closer to your left hand, so you can kind of grab it and pull the left foot closer to the glute, so you're getting a bit more hip flexor and quad stretch as well. And some of that TFL, goddamn TFL is the bane of my existence. It's connected to your IT band, that's why. Goddamn IT band is also the bane of my existence. And then you can wiggle that right foot again to come on top of the left thigh if it can reach. But that's just extra. That's just the condiment. Okay, and then release that top foot if it's there. Heel toe that left foot back so that you can come back to the mat. Knees to the sky, and then go to the other side. So wiggle that right foot by heel toeing it to the right hand until you can grab it and pull it a little bit up and in closer to your glute. And then if you can, heel toe the left foot so that it can hop on top of that right leg as well. I know, but it's not time for that right now. I know, I'm laying on the floor. One more thing, guys. Okay, move that left top foot, heel toe the right foot back. And we're just gonna finish with some, what is this called? Shoulder stand. So shoulder stand is this doohickey where you push your feet up to the sky and you support your hips with your hands so that you can come to the straight line. So you can stay here, or Dexter, really, like literally right, like just go up there a little bit. God. I like to do, okay, fine, an active shoulder stand. So where you gotta press down into your arms to get the hips up. So instead of just being here, stay here. From here, and then I pulse it. So come into this forward fold and then press into my arms and squeeze my glutes and my core to get the toes to the ceiling. This is really good for those upper back muscles because I'm really feeling my rear delts and in my glutes, because you have to push those hips forward using the glutes in order to stack the legs here. And I'll just do one more, and then we're going to go into full plow. So from here, then I lower the hips, lower the feet all the way behind me. So this is full plow with the feet all the way behind you and straight. You can also bend the knees. I like them straight though. And then reach the arms overhead if you can. And then I'm gonna lower through, just lower down one vertebra at a time, and come to Shavasana. You gotta engage your core here, right? So you don't just flop down, and keeping the legs as close to your torso as possible. Right about here is where it will turn into a core exercise. So hug that belly button in, and then slowly lower. And and Shavasana. So you do you in Shavasana. I just want to show you guys how I like to do Shavasana. In any class, I always grab blocks and I put them sort of at a V at the bottom of my mat, and I put my calves on them because then it's like the tiniest inversion. Anytime your legs are higher than your heart, that's an inversion, so they are like an inch. And then also I like that weightlessness on my heels, you know? Yeah, you guys know. Try it. Just put anything under there. And I'm just gonna breathe here. I'll tell you guys a little story while I'm here. I mean, you can mute me if you like Shavasana in silence, but I like story time Shavasana. So I was in a yoga class once, and it was like a pretty advanced class, and it was like all the regulars were there, and I was set up in between this dude and this gal, both regulars as well, so we were familiar with each other. And like I was straight killing it through the class, obviously, as I do, you know, arm balances, splits, the like. And the dude next to me like jokingly said, "Oh man, you're killing me," meaning like, you know, I was kind of showing off, so fair. But the girl next to me, she heard that and she was like, "I know, it's so inspirational." And I was like, "Yas, queen." Like that is, you know, the mentality you should approach everything with. Like, don't be intimidated, be inspired. You know, whenever you see someone doing something that you are in awe of, be inspired, not intimidated. So that's the mantra I want to leave you guys with today. Find inspiration, not intimidation. Because everything is hard until it's easy. And also, even if you never get to, you know, that end goal that you see other people achieving, there's still merit in all the work. You're still growing. And you guys can stay in Shavasana as long as you like, but I will sign off now. Namaste.